In a world where the beautiful game reigns supreme, one man once captured the hearts and minds of millions: Paul Pogba, a footballing prodigy, a force of nature on the pitch, and a charismatic character off it. But what happens when the fire that once burned bright starts to flicker and fade? When the world once hailed him as the future of football, now questions what went wrong. How could someone with so much potential fall from grace? Paul Pogba has been criticized for his inconsistent performances and controversial lifestyle. Despite his high-profile return to Manchester United in 2016 for a world record transfer fee, he was unable to bring the club to its former glories and eventually left on a free transfer. Issues with his position and ego, recurrent injuries, and off-field distractions further strained his relationship with fans and management. Some football pundits believe that his time spent on social media may have also impacted his performance on the pitch. Pogba has not played a single minute for Juventus since joining in the summer of 2023. So what happened to Paul Pogba? Join us as we delve into the twists and turns of a career that promised so much but delivered so little. First, we walk back a little. It is the summer of 2016. Jose Mourinho is the Manchester United manager, and the club has just broken the world transfer record. A Frenchman has returned to Old Trafford for a world record fee for some unfinished business, and it was a chance to right Alex Ferguson's wrong and prove that the club could still attract high-profile players. However, Pogba's 6-year stint was underwhelming, marked by inconsistent performances, controversial lifestyle choices, and recurrent injuries. Despite a few standout moments, such as scoring a double against Man City and playing a crucial role in the Europa League final, Pogba was unable to live up to the expectations of fans and management. He missed a whole 72 games for Manchester United in his last 3 seasons due to a recurring ankle injury. Many fans and football pundits started questioning his commitment and attitude. Eventually, he left the club for free the second time around. Fast forward to January 2023, and the French midfielder is yet to play a single minute for Juventus since joining in the summer. And guess what? The old lady is already fed up and is sensationally considering terminating his contract. Hold up, how did it even get here? Pogba left United with a knee injury he picked up in July, which saw him miss even the World Cup in Qatar. His last match was in April against Norwich, even though he recently made the substitute bench against Monza, but his second debut was once again delayed. Club figures are reportedly frustrated with his lengthy absence, particularly his decision to delay surgery on his knee before the World Cup. On top of all this, Pogba's social media presence is causing a stir among Juventus supporters. In November, the soccer superstar shared a sizzling video of himself busting a move with the cheeky caption, "Best way to test your knee." And as December rolled around, Pogba's Instagram was filled with pictures of him enjoying a luxurious ski trip, even though rumors suggest he didn't hit the slopes. Before all this, the midfielder had been in the news all for the wrong reasons. In October last year, just as teams were preparing for the World Cup in Qatar, the midfielder was accused of unimaginable things by his own brother Matthias. According to Matthias, Pogba paid a marabout witch doctor to neutralize France teammate Kylian Mbappe, whose star has been shining bright. Yep, you heard us right. In a series of social media clips, Matthias is seen making explosive allegations about Pogba, concluding that he should not be playing for the national team. It turned even uglier as Pogba alleged that his brother Matthias was part of a gang that sought to extort £11 million from him, which also included his childhood friend. How unlucky can one be? How did it go so wrong for someone who promised so much? Was he mismanaged, or did he make mistakes? In truth, the midfielder never put out eye-catching performances week in and week out. He is always blown hot and cold, with few moments to note. In fact, you can count the number of matches Pogba genuinely had a good game. One of the biggest problems for Pogba was his position on the field. He excelled as an offensive midfielder for Juventus and the French national team, but the presence of other offensive players at Manchester United, like Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Marcus Rashford, meant he was unable to settle into the midfield. This, combined with his ego and recurrent injuries, strained his relationship with fans and management. Even though he already left, perhaps one question that we will never have to be answered is, could the current Man United manager Erik ten Hag have succeeded where the special one, Jose Mourinho and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, failed? Possibly, but we might never know. One thing is for sure though, United are charting a new path, trying to get away from the devils that have haunted them ever since Alex Ferguson left the club. It's more of a cultural reset, and Pogba was the symbol of a culture of excess at Old Trafford, one they will want to correct. Ten Hag could count himself fortunate not to have been tasked with handling the issue, since by the time he was taking over, Pogba had already taken the decision out of the club's hands by deciding to leave, and nothing could have changed his mind. Despite all this, we can only hope that the Frenchman finds his feet again and that he is able to play because he is in the category of all-around athletes that we rarely see nowadays.